Inside the Royal Coliseum, Leo was easily defeating his opponents, so his companions thought he would easily win the tournament, and they were certain that Leo was the only one deserving to be the hero. However, the crowd started cheering for Max, who was also beating his opponent easily, and Leo seemed to be looking forward to his battle against him. Inside the apartment, Maou noticed that Max was about to leave, so he immediately got up and asked to tag along. Maou asked where they were going, but Max told her that he didn't have any specific place in mind since he wasn't planning to stay out for long, so Maou excitedly suggested going shopping for clothes. Inside the boutique, Maou was asking Max if the dress she chose was cute. Max agreed, but he looked disinterested as he was also asking to leave the store. However, Maou checked more clothes instead, looking for a style she liked before asking for Max's opinion again. Max told her that it looked great, but Maou still couldn't decide. Because of this, Max wondered if Maou was really a guy. However, Maou told him that it didn't matter either way, and Max was totally speechless. At the same time, an employee approached them, offering to lead Maou to the fitting room. However, Maou thought of buying some clothes for her child form. But the employee got the wrong idea and thought it was for their kids, and Maou seems to like the idea while Max is trying to refute it. Afterwards, they proceeded to have their meal. Max was already complaining about how exhausted he was, so Maou was telling him not to be lazy since he is a hero. After eating, they went to the supermarket to buy some groceries. Maou was encouraging Max to hold on, saying that they would be done after their groceries and also offering to cook anything that he liked. While Max was thinking about what he would want to eat, an employee offered them sample sausages. The two liked it, so they stayed for a bit to eat. However, the employee recognized Max as the hero, and Maou was happy that someone recognized Max. But she was even more delighted when the employee thought she was a model, and that she and Max were dating. Afterwards, the employee asked Max for a handshake, and he didn't hesitate to agree. However, Max noticed something, and he immediately recognized the employee after she removed her face mask. Maou looked confused when the employee asked Max to have a chat with her. Although Max wanted to refuse, the employee tightened her grip and threatened him that she would cause a scene, making Max helpless. Maou realized that something was wrong, but Max told her to pretend to be a normal person before telling her to head home first as he had to discuss something with the girl. Because of this, Maou wondered who the girl was, and Max explained that she was one of Leo's subordinates and currently a citizen of the Gamma Republic. After hearing this, Maou pretended that she was jealous of the girl. Inigo was praising Max for having a nice girlfriend this time, but he refuted that Maou wasn't his girlfriend before asking what her purpose was for staying at the supermarket, and she immediately admitted that she was spying on their enemies. After leaving the supermarket, Maou was wondering if she should have stayed, as she was worried for Max or if he was doing something with the girl. However, a guy suddenly approached her, asking if she was Max's friend. Maou affirmed, so the guy asked her to come with him to meet Max while threatening her that she would never see Max again if she refused. Maou excitedly agreed, and she even asked the guy to carry her stuff for her. The two recalled that they hadn't seen each other since 2 years before she defected with Leo and their group. Then she told Max that he had aged really badly, unlike her, who never stopped her training. Max almost choked on his drink, but he asked how Leo was. Inigo told Max that Leo was still as full of energy as ever, and she also added that he had never stopped thinking about Max. At the same time, Maou asked the guy if he was from Gamma Republic, and the guy didn't hesitate to admit it. However, he was displeased when Maou called him a terrorist, and then he explained how they were forced into a wasteland and that they had to work hard just to make it livable. But they were labeled terrorists once the kingdom discovered that the Gamma Republic had magic ores. Maou apologized while acting cute, so the guy calmed down and stopped explaining. Afterwards, Maou asked the guy if he was there to recruit Max. He confirmed it, but he seemed dissatisfied that they had to recruit Max, as he thought that although he had won against Maou back then, now he was just an unreliable retired old man. And he thought Max couldn't do anything even if he joined them. Then he added that he only agreed to recruit Max because all of his allies wanted it. Maou was upset, and she refuted that Max would crush his head in 2 seconds, but the guy was still unconvinced. Max informed Inigo that Fred had also tried to recruit him, and she sighed in relief when Max said that he didn't want to get involved. Then he asked if she just wanted to drag him into the mess as well, but the girl told him that there was another reason she came to meet him, and then she gave him airship tickets to the Gamma Republic, saying that he could visit anytime and also adding that it would definitely make Leo happy. However, before they could part ways, Will arrived, carrying Maou with him. Maou pretended to be scared while asking for Max's help, which annoyed Max. Inigo was upset, and she immediately ordered Will to release Maou. However, he refused and refuted that since they had Maou as a hostage, now Max would have no choice but to follow them back. Inigo wasn't pleased, and she argued that they would really be acting like terrorists if they were taking hostages. But he still didn't listen, and he told Max that he was just extending an invitation to him and his girlfriend to join a country that was much better than the Rotten Kingdom. However, Max denied that Maou was his girlfriend, which annoyed Maou, so she started calling him a lazy bum and a freeloader. Because of this, Will thought that Max was denying that Maou was his girlfriend because he was afraid to face him. Then he started pulling Maou's hair to provoke Max, and he succeeded. Max dashed in front of him and broke his arm before throwing him to the sea. Maou was happy because of this. She hugged Max while saying that she didn't defend herself to hide her identity. Afterwards, Inigo retrieved Will from the water before apologizing to Max and Maou, and Will also apologized after seeing Max's strength. Afterwards, Inigo said that they had to leave because they couldn't let people who knew their identity find them inside the kingdom. Max joked that he would be snitching them on Fred, but he was clearly concerned about them, as he also told them to take care. Maou was annoyed that they disturbed their date, but Max was just complaining about how exhausted he was. Then she asked Max if he would go to the Gamma Republic. She offered to come with him and help him and Leo overthrow the corrupt kingdom. But Max didn't like the idea as he would have to fight Fred. After leaving, Inigo and Will met up with their allies, and when she asked if Leo was also on the boat, he showed up from underneath the sea while carrying a huge fish he caught for breakfast. At the same time, Maou asked if Max got the tickets from Inigo, and also asked why he was taking pictures of it. Max answered that he wanted to sell it online as it would be expensive since it's not available inside the kingdom. Maou called him cheap while trying to convince him that they should visit the Gamma Republic, but Max refuted that it is way too risky to go there since it is considered a zone occupied by terrorists. But Maou refuted that it's just as risky to sell it. Afterwards, he suddenly thought of opening a portal, telling Max that they could use it to return immediately, no matter what happened at their destination. Then she asked Xenia to take care of everything while they were away for 2 days. Max refuted that he never agreed while telling Maou to go by himself. However, Maou used an enchantment spell on Max, and they were already on an airship on the way to Trakigo when the spell's effect disappeared, leaving him no choice but to proceed on their trip. Then Maou announced that they weren't there for a vacation, saying that they were just going to the Gamma Republic to check its situation. But Max wasn't convinced, as she was really in a great mood, happily watching the ocean from the airship. After arriving in Trakigo, they boarded an airship again on the way to Gamma Republic. Max explained that it would be troublesome if Leo's subordinates saw him, and because of this, Maou immediately took out a set of fake teeth and glasses with a fake nose to disguise Max, and she couldn't hold her laughter after seeing Max's ridiculous look. After entering the city, Maou thought that there was an ongoing battle after seeing the smoke, so Max had to explain that it was just from a normal hot spring. After seeing the peaceful atmosphere in the city, Maou thought that it wasn't like a terrorist country at all, but Max explained that it was only at the front because they wanted to show the tourists that the country is at peace. Then he explained that the place is like a ticking time bomb, as the kingdom's residents doesn't like Gamma Republic's existence. He also asked Maou why she was interested in stupid arguments between humans. Maou happily explained that it would be easier for his forces to invade the human realm if humans ended up destroying each other. And she also told Max that it would be even better if he joined the battle and ended up meeting his demise with Leo and Fred. Max sarcastically apologized for not meeting her expectations. At the same time, they heard the citizens mention Leo as they gathered around a huge hot spring. They saw Leo at the hot spring, but they had no idea what was going on, so an old lady explained that they were stirring the hot spring to cool it down since it was currently too hot to use for bathing. Maou thought it was good that Leo seemed to be doing great, and Max agreed while saying that Leo hasn't changed at all. Then he remembered how they first met inside the Royal Coliseum. Before their battle started, Leo asked Max if he was ready to give up his life in the war against demons, and Max answered yes without hesitation. After the battle started, Leo had the upper hand, but Max didn't give up and fought back as their fierce battle went on, and although Max won in the end, they both recognized each other's strength. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and look forward to the next part.